In a world where extravagance is often put on full display, there's a place where power and secrets don't just exist side by side, they intertwine, hidden away in the very heart of the Mediterranean. It's a tiny principality, barely more than 2 square kilometers, yet it's an irresistible magnet for the ultra-rich, a dazzling stage for modern-day fairy tales, and the keeper of the most closely guarded financial secrets on Earth. We're talking about Monaco. And at the helm of this glittering kingdom is a man with ancient royal blood, yet he leads the complex life of a modern ruler. He is Prince Albert II, the reigning Prince of Monaco. A familiar face on the global stage, an environmental champion, and the heir to one of Europe's oldest reigning dynasties. But hidden behind his composed public facade and official duties lies a truly mysterious life. One woven from immense, almost unimaginable wealth, a web of powerful international connections, and even quiet, persistent challenges to financial transparency. Have you ever truly wondered what the real life of a prince ruling one of Europe's richest royal vaults is like? What astonishing assets does he possess that literally make the world gasp? And could it be that, beyond all the glittering lights and public appearances, there are hidden corners, secrets carefully kept, that are only now beginning to emerge? Join us as we step deep inside the exclusive world of Prince Albert II, where luxury isn't just a lifestyle, it's a living legacy, a profound power, and a closely guarded secret. As soon as you set foot in Monaco, the first thing that strikes you, undeniably, is its incredible, almost overwhelming luxury. To truly grasp the power and stature of Prince Albert II, we simply have to start at the very heart of the principality, the Prince's Palace. This isn't just a home. It's a formidable historical fortress, a living museum, and the eternal, tangible symbol of the Grimaldi dynasty, a lineage that has endured for over 700 years. Indeed, this noble family literally built a financial empire right in the middle of Europe. The palace was originally constructed as a Genoese fortress back in the 12th century, but over the centuries, it underwent a magnificent transformation, evolving into a truly Versailles-inspired palace. Every single brick, every single wall, is deeply steeped in history, whispering stories of a dynasty that shaped a nation. Step inside, and you'll be overwhelmed by the sheer grandeur. Every inch of the palace radiates regal grandeur. The throne room, where official state ceremonies unfold, blends classical architecture with sweeping mythical frescoes that command attention. Just steps away, the Galerie d'Hercule stuns with vibrant murals by Orazio de Ferrari, each depicting the heroic exploits of Hercules, glittering beneath towering Murano glass chandeliers that have silently witnessed decades of exclusive, high society celebrations. Meanwhile, the Hall of Mirrors, inspired by the splendor of Versailles, creates a dazzling maze of reflections, a space where beauty, power, and prestige have long intertwined. Yet beyond the grand ceremonies and architectural marvels lies something even more intimate, a sanctuary of aristocratic heritage. Inside, the palace reveals layer upon layer of the Grimaldi family's refined legacy, through hand-woven tapestries, gilded furniture, silk-covered walls, and intricately carved sculptures. Together, they form a living narrative, not merely of immense wealth, but of a carefully cultivated identity passed down over centuries. However, Prince Albert's impressive assets aren't just confined to the tiny borders of Monaco. He also owns 2 private estates in France, where he can find absolute privacy: Château de Marchais and Rocagel. Château de Marchais, a private castle even larger than Monaco itself, is where the prince goes for hunting trips and private retreats, a sanctuary away from the spotlight and the world's watchful eyes. Meanwhile, Rockagel is a serene estate, purchased by Prince Rainier III and a beloved refuge for Princess Grace Kelly, and, tragically, where her fatal accident occurred. These properties symbolize the Grimaldi family's cherished heritage, their desire for privacy, and their ability to retreat from the glittering world. When he needs to travel between these opulent realms, Prince Albert owns a Dassault Aviation Falcon 7X private jet, the ultimate symbol of comfort, speed, and supreme power, allowing him to travel anywhere in the world in a blink. And on the ground, his passion for speed and sophistication is beautifully expressed through the Prince of Monaco's car collection, one of the most admirable private collections on the planet, where each car is a work of art. This isn't just any car collection, it's a living royal automotive museum. From the 1966 Rolls-Royce Phantom 5 that once belonged to Princess Grace Kelly, to rare classic cars like the Delage D8, Packard, Cadillac V16, and the Lincoln Continental. Modern sports cars like the Maserati Mistral and the legendary Ferrari 250 GT also feature, reflecting the blend of tradition and contemporary passion of the prince. This collection is a reminder of the deep connection between the Grimaldi family and the world of luxury and speed, where every car tells a story. You've seen his assets, but let's talk about how he lives within that world. Prince Albert II's life is a symphony of high society events, where the global elite gather, where the world's wealthiest billionaires and most powerful figures mingle in an atmosphere of overwhelming luxury. The Rose Ball and the Red Cross Ball are not just charity events. They are ultimate displays of extravagance, high fashion, and powerful networks. At the Rose Ball, spearheaded by Princess Caroline, high society admires exclusive designs from the world's leading fashion houses, within spaces magically transformed according to each year's theme. Meanwhile, the Red Cross Ball, hosted by the Prince and Princess themselves, is the peak of Monaco's social season, drawing hundreds of millionaires and billionaires with performances by international superstars like Alicia Keys and Sting. Tickets can cost thousands of euros, but that's just a fraction of the overall picture for an evening whose actual organizational cost can reach millions of dollars, creating an event unmatched anywhere else. But the pinnacle of glamour and lavishness has to be the royal wedding of Prince Albert and Princess Charlene in 2011. Estimated to cost up to $70 million, it was one of the most expensive royal weddings in modern history. From the bride's exquisite Armani Privé gown, meticulously hand-embroidered with tens of thousands of crystals and pearls, to the majestic ceremony and the guest list, including heads of state, royals, and leading celebrities from around the world. Every detail was carefully perfected, transforming it into an unforgettable event, a modern marvel of splendor and grandeur. However, the prince's life isn't all parties and glitter. He's a devoted father, often spending time with his family, trying to maintain as normal a life as possible within his unique circumstances. "I take my kids to school every day," he once shared, showing his desire for privacy and a simple family life. His passion for sports is also an essential part of him. The prince was once an Olympian, participating in 5 Winter Olympics for bobsledding. Currently, he is an active member of the International Olympic Committee, IOC, extending his influence beyond politics into the world of sports, where he has contributed and built an extensive network of relationships. So, how did this man come to be? To truly understand Prince Albert II, we must go back to his roots. Born in 1958, he is the only son of Prince Rainier III and the legendary Hollywood icon. Princess Grace Kelly. His was a unique childhood, growing up under the immense spotlight of his famous parents and the heavy expectations of an ancient dynasty, all of which shaped the person he is today. He received a comprehensive education at the most reputable institutions. Albert graduated from Lycée Albert Ferder in Monaco in 1976. Afterwards, he continued his education at Amherst College in Massachusetts, USA, specializing in political science, economics, psychology, and art history. Those years not only equipped him with knowledge, but also shaped the mindset of a future leader, one who would have to balance tradition with innovation. After graduation, Albert served in the Monaco Navy, achieving the rank of captain, and participated in training courses with the French and U.S. navies. This thorough preparation laid a solid foundation for his later role as ruler. In the final years of Prince Rainier III's life, failing health left him unable to continue his duties. On March 31, 2005, Prince Albert was appointed regent, officially taking control of the principality during a crucial transition period. And just a few days later, on April 6, 2005, following his father's passing, he officially ascended the throne, becoming Prince Albert II of Monaco. A transfer of power that took place with great solemnity and the full expectation of the nation, marking the beginning of a new era in Monaco's history. As the head of an independent nation, Prince Albert II is not just a symbol. He holds supreme executive authority. He has the power to issue ordinances and plays a decisive role in legislative and judicial matters. But his power isn't just confined to Monaco's borders. He has built an extensive network of power and influence on the international stage. Prince Albert has close personal ties with many other heads of state and fellow royals, notably King Charles III of the UK, with whom he shares personal visits and a deep mutual concern for the environment. This relationship highlights his ability to build bridges and exert influence at the highest levels. He is also a tireless advocate for global issues, especially climate change and ocean preservation. Using his voice at major international forums like the United Nations and climate summits. He's also an active member of the International Olympic Committee, extending his influence into the world of sports. And, to bring his vision to life, he established the Prince Albert II of Monaco Foundation in 2006. The foundation has funded over 960 projects worldwide, focusing on three key areas: biodiversity conservation, sustainable water management, and combating climate change. From protecting bluefin tuna in the Mediterranean to developing renewable energy in Africa, or initiatives like the Generation Future Leaders Campus, aimed at training future environmental leaders, Prince Albert has used his power and resources to create a positive global impact. He has connected with organizations like F20 and thought leaders to promote sustainable solutions, building a network of alliances for a greener planet. However, no matter how glamorous or globally admired, even a sovereign like Prince Albert and the discrete principality he governs isn't immune to mounting pressure over financial transparency. In June 2024, the FATF placed Monaco on its grey list, following a Moneyval report that revealed significant shortcomings in the country's anti-money laundering framework. These vulnerabilities weren't just bureaucratic flaws, they exposed the principality to the risk of being exploited by illicit financial networks. In response, Monaco initiated an ambitious 18-month reform plan aimed at securing removal from the grey list by 2026. Meanwhile, the European Commission added further pressure by proposing Monaco's inclusion on the EU's list of high-risk countries for money laundering. But as international pressure mounted, the most damaging revelations didn't come from regulators. They emerged from within the royal household itself. Claude Palmero, Prince Albert's longtime financial advisor, became the subject of a major criminal investigation. Accused of embezzlement, forgery, and money laundering, Palmero's downfall was triggered by leaked documents, later dubbed the Prince's Files, which uncovered over $113 million allegedly commingled between his private investments and the prince's own fortune. The leaks also pointed to millions in undocumented transactions, including substantial transfers to Nicole Coste, the prince's former partner. In a rare moment of candor, Prince Albert admitted, "I often signed documents without checking them carefully. I placed my complete trust in him." Meanwhile, other high-profile cases only intensified the scrutiny. In May 2025, authorities arrested a suspect for laundering 57 million euros linked to illegal arms sales from Ukraine. And in October 2023, a U.S. banker living in Monaco was convicted of evading millions in taxes through offshore accounts. Even Monaco's own 2023 risk assessment acknowledged the nation's vulnerability to financial crimes, especially those involving shell companies and complex trust structures. All of it has placed the principality and its ruler under an intense and unprecedented global spotlight. So, what does the future hold for Monaco and its prince? The principality stands at a crossroads. On one hand, Monaco faces increasing pressure from the international community to boost transparency and combat financial crime. The FATF Grey listing is a strong wake-up call, forcing Monaco to act decisively and quickly. On the other hand, Monaco still holds on to its unique appeal. With no personal income tax, no wealth tax, and no inheritance tax for residents, Monaco continues to be a magnet for the ultra-rich from all over the world. Despite IMF warnings about reduced capital flows, the real estate market here remains strong and stable. Notably, the UK's abolishment of the non-dom status has led thousands of millionaires to leave, and many of them have chosen Monaco as their new home, solidifying the principality's position as an irreplaceable tax haven. Prince Albert II, the ruler of a small but powerful kingdom, must balance preserving centuries of royal heritage with leading the principality into a more transparent era. He is a man of vision, an environmental leader, and a devoted father, yet also at the center of extensive investigations and reforms. His life is a complex symphony of power, luxury, and responsibility. And as Monaco strives to get off the grey list and reassert its reputation, the world's eyes will continue to watch the Prince's Palace, where the secrets and power of Europe's elite are still carefully held. What are your thoughts on the world of Prince Albert II and Monaco? Do you think the principality can overcome its transparency challenges to maintain its status as a haven for the ultra-rich? Let us know your thoughts in the comments below.